Amy, thank you very much. Let me just put my screen up. Does that one come through now?
That's perfect.
Look, I'm going to introduce our standout project in Indonesia, and I think I'm going to have to do this with the same kind of pace that we're actually trying to bring this project to fruition and into construction next year. We're at the late stage in front-end engineering and detailed design and heading into our final funding program. I think we have a disclaimer page first for everyone to have a look at. I'll talk generally about the project first. I first visited Awak in 2019 together with Greg Fowles, our chairman, and Colin Macmillan, our chief geo. And it was important to see the geology, to understand the location, the proposed build, and the potential to add value in the future. But it was clear to see that Awak is actually just a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone to build a business for Nusantara in Southeast Asia. If you add, a significant gold project, if you add a business environment in Indonesia that's actually very different today than the one I saw 10 years ago when I was last here with Clough, and a local partner in Indika Energy, who I've worked for before, a gold price environment that is attracting investment, you really have all the recipe for success. I couldn't wait to get back here, to be honest, and I'm looking forward to that first gold bar. We have long life, high grade, and high margin, and I'm not making this up. This analysis shows, a global industry benchmark of mines over the last decade, and you can see that average mine life has dropped to 10 years. Grades in open pit to a gram per ton, and all-in sustaining costs have pushed on average above $1,000 per ounce. We stack up very well. We have a 16-year mine life, a grade of 1.33 grams per ton, and we're in the bottom half of the curve with costs around 900 US dollars per ounce. If you look at our metrics, our resource delivers 2.35 million ounces. We have a project that's planned for 16 years at 100,000 ounces on average per annum from reserves. We have a margin that's very comfortable from an asset cost of 875. What that margin does is, well, at least a bit of excitement if you're not careful. I've been in gold a long time, and price is nice, but it's margin that really matters in a cash business. And what it does, it supports opportunity. We have the opportunity for an early expansion with this project, and we have a study running at the moment. We have a mining lease with a 30-year life, and we have huge potential for exploration. Our plant is a conventional CAL plant. Our pit is a standard open pit. I guess where our engineers have been smart, and I'm really proud actually, Kim Russell and our engineers AMC in Perth have looked at the first 4 years production. They've looked at optimization and scheduling, and they've actually lifted the grade to 1.71 grams per ton and an average production rate of 128,000 ounces per annum. And this is tremendous. Looking to Indonesia today, it's a country that's attracting investment from domestic and international banks, and we're no exception. We've had considerable interest in our project. Our published economics are at $1,700 an ounce. You might take your own position on the gold price. A spot of 1,900 for last month pushes our valuation over 650 million. I don't think anyone's going to thinking that the gold price is going to fall anytime soon. But regardless, what you have here is a fair bit of risk mitigation, against a future falling price. If you want to work overseas, you really have to be there. We've seen that in Indonesia, the successful companies like nickel mines, they're executive over here. and we're no exception. I'm talking to you from Jakarta. I'm the managing director of Nusantara. I head up a small corporate office. I've delivered gold mine projects before. Matt Timbrell, our project director, he recently delivered the Tocotindem gold plant expansion in northern Sulawesi. Really pleased that Matt Dobe has recently joined the company from his base in Singapore. He's an investment banker and ideally positioned to deliver the next phase of financing. Boyka Aberdeen is our president director. Importantly, he heads up external affairs. He's introduced me to, you know, all the people I could possibly want to meet. Add to that a solid board of mining people, and you know, we set up for success. I was especially drawn to this project and coming back to Indonesia by a company structure that I think will support the development of Awak Mas and the future growth of Nusantara. Our partners are invested in Nusantara from land selection with a long history in setting up new mining companies. Federation bring along mining expertise and business expertise with Jim Askew, Mark Lamajuri, Bob Bassi. And I think the game changer in the last year or so is Indika Energy. They're our local partner here. They invest in good business. They have a diversified energy business. They contribute to Nusantara, but they're also taking a position in Mas Mindo. Together with these partners, the industry standard names you can see here, AMC, DRA, you know, Coffee, Golders, and Petrosea, who are managing our feed and detailed design. You know, these are people that know what they're doing, and I have every confidence in working together to build this mine. This is a map of Indonesian gold mines, and I don't know if this surprises you, but it's, I think it should. Fraser rank prospectivity. I don't think anyone doubts that there's a huge opportunity in mineral wealth in Indonesia, but it's the risk ranking that I think will surprise people that haven't been here in recent years. A ranking that ranks Indonesia pretty highly for stability. And I must say, after being away for 10 years, I see a very different country today and a very different environment for business than the one I left. There's a string of mines on the southern rim, including the new Sahayo and Matabe mines. You've got Tocotindem in the north of Sulawesi, and we sit in the middle, 2.35 million ounces in resource at Awak Mas. That's a pretty decent resource for an entry level. I think the world's been sleeping while Indonesia has been moving very, very rapidly, and I suggest you watch this space. Timing couldn't be better. For expansion, for exploration, you know, a high margin generates an early revenue stream. You know, we've got a mining lease that's wide open. I'm going to flick through these fairly quickly. This is just to illustrate that our expansion study is about future-proofing the opportunity to expand at an early stage. So this is the footprint that we'll establish in our early construction to, you know, with a minimum capital spend for an optimum expansion. Our concept study here says from 2.5 to 3.9 million tons per annum. You know, we'll build this into our project plan and create this optionality for expansion. Exploration, well, our 30-year mining lease is about 10, 12 kilometers tall. It's 3 to 5 kilometers wide. And Colin McMillan tells me when we were tramping over here that only 60% has been seriously looked at and explored. In effect, only half of that really in detail. If you look at the clump of yellow dots, you can see that our current reserves and resources are located pretty close together. We've got gold anomalies all over this lease. We've got structures that pass through the east and west of that Kandiapi fault. And we know there's gold anomalism all over the deposit. It's a huge opportunity for expansion. That approaching expansion is not our business today. Right now, we've pulled back on exploration, and all our focus is on near mine, short-term gains in mine design. So we're focused on the reserves at Awak Mas and Salabolo. We've got a close-space drilling program of 12,000 meters to pull in some 2 to 3 years of early production at a higher category of measured resource. Salabolo does have opportunity for a couple of drill holes. Our geophysics in 2019 was extremely successful in identifying Salabolo as a high-grade target. And we've actually identified a couple of locations to pop a few holes in next month. But Awak Mas, Salabolo, our reserves, Tara, 5 kilometers to the north, makes up our resources. And that sits on top of a long list of opportunity. How we rank this? Well, our approach is preferred as an IP geophysics program. The picture on the left shows the success we had here in identifying a low sulfurization, epithermal geology, typical of a porphyry copper intrusion perhaps. But on the right-hand side, you can see we've located targets to put a couple of holes in. We're getting really good at this. Our guys are getting good at this, not me personally. We can pinpoint with IP the location for our drill holes now, and that's very economic. In terms of looking forwards, our people in the company, certainly over here in Indonesia, relate to our big ambitions. You know, we're looking to build, we're looking to improve in everything we do, and we plan to do that, and we're planning to grow. At this stage, we're doing all of the above. You know, we've released a DFS addendum earlier this year. We're 80% complete in FEED and towards completing engineering design. We're running into funding now, and we're planning for construction next year. But our future is to build a business to leverage our learnings from Awak Mas on a large contract to work over 30 years, and together with our partners, build a future in Indonesia and Southeast Asia. So news flow, looking forward, guys, do keep an eye on the website. We've got studies ongoing at the moment. We'll be releasing information, I hope, on results from our expandability study in the coming weeks. We'll be doing a bit more drilling. We're continuing our close space drilling program. And in terms of re-rating, we are a good value investment opportunity today. As I say, I don't think the Western world has really understood the opportunity here. We have people here who understand Indonesia. We have a deposit that stacks up, and we have milestones over the next few months towards an FID decision that we believe will, lead to a re-rating. So please do watch this space. These are our people. This is a bunch of guys coming on shift out at Awak Mas. They're socially distant, they're COVID-free. We have all the strict protocols that you would expect in place. We've had great support from Indika Energy. They look after our medical welfare when we've needed it through this pandemic. And we've maintained a business continuity level that, with some efficiencies, I'm still proud to say is leading us towards construction next year. So I'd like to thank you for your time, Noosa. It's great to be back again, and I look forward to the next one.
Thanks so much, Neil. If you have any questions for our presenters, please head to our website, noosaminingconference.com.au, and click on the contact links under the company descriptions.